Two, mic check, 1, 2. Alright, nice. Alright. I almost didn't stream today because I was gonna run late by like 15 minutes, and I'm the kind of person, if I'm late, I might as well not show up. I was watching The Matrix finally after all these years, giving it another try, and I fucking love it. I'm like on the final act of the film right now. Oh, there we go. The Path of Exile Armory extension. Active care. Alright, slash Ghost Skunk. I'm getting all my socials updated. Oh my fucking Christ. I load up Twitch and I see a naked lady grinding a blow up. Yeah, oh, it's Amaranth. Yeah, riding a dinosaur in a provocative bikini with a string, and I might have to lose No Nut November. I'm gonna have to go to Pornhub, cancel the stream. Go home, everyone. Early weekend. Ah! I'm only half joking. My cousin sent me a chess book of his to help me get better and study my endgame. I took a thumb through it. It's Concise Chess Endings, Everyman Chess by Neil McDonald. It's actually really tiny. I really appreciate that because, you know, I like to set this stuff up on an actual chessboard, and I thought I'd have to hold like this big ass book. She said. Don't question my jokes. I question you. Man, Path of Exile, out of all the games I stream, is so fucking easy to launch and just switch between monitors, hit a button. Because I don't have any hotkeys to do this stuff where I'm switching scenes, shutting off the music. I'm doing all that quickly in between, you know, the game loading. I'm officially in the part of Path of Exile that I've never reached before. Oh wow, the stream's lagging. One of these, I should probably restart my computer tonight. Might be an update I don't know of. What am I doing? Armageddon Snare. Alright, and I got me some... I've been getting me a lot of uniques, but none of them from my character that I care for. I might just buy a whole bunch of stuff too. Not in there. Should go under current. Okay. Can be used in a personal map device. Do I have those yet? I don't think so. I'll just put, I'm just gonna name this other. Can I make a new folder? Nice. My stash tab is on my other account. And I still got a shit ton of items left over from... You know what? Might as well just sell this.
Good tidings to you. Yeah, I know the Brine King. What pirate doesn't? Drown me fair share of mutineers under the full moon. To keep the old king's slumber when storms threaten, you see. If he's been roused from the depths, it'd be nothing but ill tidings for those of us with air in our lungs. He'll be getting back to raping and eating us ocean-going folks soon enough, stealing wombs in which to spawn his slithering offspring. Aye, that black...
Yeah, sucks to be a woman, be turned to a mermaid, be fucked by a giant crab. I thought maybe, you know, it'd be a sexy god that was just evil. Nope, you get fucked by a giant crab.
Time and tide wait for no man.
I have that. No, sell it.
Good tidings to you.
More defense modifiers, no life. What is these fossils? Place in a resonate. Crafting? Do I even have that unlocked yet?
Time and tide wait for no man.
I don't think this is currency. I stick it under other. Yeah, there. I do some of those later. Why do I have that? I'm gonna start selling all my gems too. Where am I going? Brine King's Reef? I unlocked that, cool. I got like almost 3 hours of sleep last night. So I'm making progress towards changing my sleep schedule. So I was playing this game this morning. Before that, I was up playing chess after learning some theory.
When I'm ready and not
it occurred to me, I know the lines of like E4, E5 and the various like Sicilian, Vienna, Dutch, but I never really looked into the why or what the intended purpose of the setup was. So I looked into it. At least for, at least for the Scotch and Vienna, it's more about developing your pieces, and then I watched a video kind of showing some of the intended usages for those openings, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And I went on like a 10-game winning streak last night. I'm almost up to 800 kilo. I got way too many scrolls as it is. Man, those bubbles hurt. What are they, like acid? I wish Corpse Explosion had, like, better animation. Like, I know you can buy alternative animations in the cash shop, but when they have the Abyss, I don't like it. I kind of wish they had, like, the crawling one, kind of from, like, Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal. Like, the corpses that, like, just run at monsters. That's so cool. It'd be cool if they had a variation of that in this game, like a heat-seeking corpse missile. god. Superior Split Steel. I think I have this one. Not sure. Energy Shield 43. I'm gonna be saving my upgrade material when I get a really good item. That in? Yep. Ooh. My goodness. Now what's inside? Oh,
When I'm ready, and not before.
oh, took my eyes off the screen. Ooh. Looks shiny. Traps and mines. Don't need it, don't want it. Probably get rid of it. Dead end? Oh, was there a passage over here? Yes, there was. I was heading the right way. I hate looping back around because a lot of times it's just dead end. Ooh, some draw? Oh, I'll take that. Oh my god! What just happened? Whew. Monster designs are great. Shit, it wouldn't let me do anything. Was I silenced? What a load of crock of piss. Crock of piss, governor. Happy Saturday. Happy 4th of July weekend. For all you American. Man, I died. I hate having to run all the way back, man. Here's like closer checkpoints. Wave of Conviction. Like a lightning thing? I got a phone call. How about that? It was my health insurance provider, I guess. Well, actually, not them. It was some company they contracted, I guess, to call and do like a survey on like service provided, if I'm happy, anything that could be improved. Really sketchy phone call. And you could tell it was a call center because I could barely make out what they were saying, and the fact that I could hear like conversations in the background. Sucks that I died though, because now I gotta run all the way back. Oh well, it is what it is. Sorry I forgot to put on the music right away. I only picked up the phone because I thought it might have been like work, because it was like an unknown phone number. Thankfully, there's like, I don't have to repair armor in this game. I actually really appreciate that because I feel like armor repair is tedious in games and it doesn't really add anything to the gameplay. It's just something extra that's unnecessary. The walk back should be punishment enough. Well, that's a dead end. Oh my god. If I die again, I'm not gonna be happy.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Ooh, I need that. Now I can get those sockets. Hey, Nessa.
So courageous. Such a fine example of womanhood. I simply knew you wouldn't disappoint me. Or my husband. You see, His Majesty could never be satiated on his wedding day by one bride alone. Thank you, my new sister. I shall always treasure your company.
Oh my god. She got eaten. Oh, she's been finally corrupted. And they weren't kidding, it is a giant crab. I appreciate it. The mud crab's vengeance come to life. Oh, ooh, oh! I thought I was supposed to stand in the glowing circles. Oh my god. Damn, he hits like a truck. I definitely need, like, better armor. Of course she pops out right when I'm doing this. Camera angle is a bit of a bitch. Almost got it. Oh, I didn't even have my aura on either. Oh my god. I guess the water is bad. Don't touch water. Oh my goodness. You'd think I would quit misinputting. Holy shit. Oh!
Zologoth. Born of ocean's mire, and death washed clean of dark desire. And thus the Lord of Salt and Scale sinks to feed the fishes that flit amongst the ruins of Soartha. Come and jest of his divine juices while they are all washed away.
Thanks, Sin. Okay, that's... I don't need that. A major god? A minor gods? Cannot be stunned if you've been stunned or blocked a stunning hit in the last 2 seconds. What does recently mean? Kind of like that, because I feel like I was getting stunned earlier. What up, Waylon Roth?
How did you? You're still breathing. Bloody barnacles on me ass. You, my new friend, are a legend of the high seas to behold. I tell you what, I've already done my bit getting you here, but if you're looking to sail on to Frisia, me and the Black Crest would be honored to take ya.
Thanks, homie.
Hold on to your cockles, me hearty. The sea betwixt here and Frisia be the most ill-tempered there is. Here's hoping you've as much steel in your gizzard as you seem to in your heart. Cast off!
What is it? Why is there like a gap, 8 to 15 minutes to reset an instance?
What'll I do now?
Oh, I thought that
I
was
see a broken
her.
bridge speaks to me some. A fair place to rest me old bones for a bit. And tell you what, with all this sunlight and fresh air, I can feel the calling forth of the poetic muse beneath me trousers. Been a long time since I felt this here compass point in any direction. Now, speaking of navigation...
You just say you have an erection.
A long time ago, I had me a nice collection of riches stuffed away in a lockbox. Being the stupid ass that I am, I buried the thing one eve when I was high in my cups. Card for the death of me remember where I... Except, I knew it was near this broken bridge. The box has a silver locket in it. It holds the portrait of my late wife, Meredith. It's the last thing I have in this world to remember her by. If you happen across my lockbox in your travels, I'd be appreciating of its return.
Yeah?
Always keep your eye. Good to see you still. I know Lily be missing me something great, and it cuts me deep not to go visit the lass. Thing is, I reckon
Don't be
she should
dumb.
remember me
You'd
as
be
I
appreciative
was.
to have you, man.
Not wretched at the sight of the spectre I be now. Let the legend live on in her mind, I say.
You're a grandfather. You'll always be a legend.
It's a bit of an embarrassing affair, truth be told. Thought I could return to the golden days, you know. Be a terror of the high seas like in me youth. Problem was, they'd all forgotten me. Those young blighters sailing about, they had no clue who I even were. Figured if I could complete another great feat, like slaying that sea bitch Mervale, maybe that'd earn me my respect back. Suppose I don't need to tell you. That girl is stronger than she looks. All it took were one slip of the old hands, and next I knew, the Black Crest were wrecked against the coast, and I'm getting myself eaten alive by that hag. Peeled each separate muscle from my bones, she did. I tell you, it weren't pretty.
Ew. Guess not.
Think of the worst place ye can imagine. That's Pondium. Now think of the gods be damned best whorehouse you've ever had the pleasure of. That's Pondium. A pirate paradise full of bodies to stab, holes to fill, and devious liquor to imbibe. Brine rots control the whole island and make sure it lives up to the lowest of expectations. Can't imagine much has changed since I was there last. Still, it's a good... Aye, them brine rods be a nasty bunch. led by me very own flesh and blood, me baby sister Lucy. The Rot Mother, they call her now. Used to be that I were their leader, back when the Brine Rots were about one thing, and one thing only, raiding, pillaging, and plundering their scrawny black guts out. Old Lucy were me first mate, for years. But she got a whiff of the power that being captain could gain her, and mutineered me own sister. Dropped me on some deserted island off the coast of somewhere. The bitch. Months to make it back to the mainland. That Brine Rot clan's been trouble ever since. Used to have some good old-fashioned pirate on 'em, and now they're raving mad lunatics out for their next fix of fear and fortune.
Judging by that rather curious ship and its aberrant captain, I imagine you had rather an interesting voyage here. Now, Inquisitor Maligaro. We must have his soul. He has most certainly returned to his old haunt, yet his manifestations are like wisps on the wind. There one moment, gone the next. While I am familiar with the phantasmal trails and tributaries that filigree this reality, Maligaro's exact whereabouts eludes me. You should speak with these desperates who cling to this broken bridge, that young Templar scholar in particular. Their mundane knowledge must provide where my enlightened sapience cannot.
Oh, that's cool cosmetics.
There
Origin
was
of
a
the
time
Gods.
before the beast, bathed in the shadows of lost memory, when men and women like you could ascend. Through rareness of quality and
I'm
the
a god
adoration
now?
of the people, these few could reach out into the quickening mists of immortality and grasp the power of godhood. Mind you, transcendence is never easy. Like the pains of childbirth, it reeks of agony, tragedy, and sacrifice. The sacrifice most often being of one's humanity. That is simply the way of it. Those of us who seek the immortal throne live long enough to see ourselves become truly monstrous.
But what about you?
Remember, humanity needs us.
I don't need... I do. Wait, oh, I can have a minor and a major? Ooh. Okay. That changes things. What up, Aramir?
Ah, yes. You do seem to have a penchant for presenting yourself when times are at their most perplexing. It would seem that our Almighty has forsaken us. False deities from ages past now rise and ravage, while our blessed innocence remains as silent as the stones at my feet.
I killed
So
him.
much for Templar propaganda, eh? Well, I suppose if we are to fend for ourselves, then I should answer your troubling arrival with our own most pressing tribulation. The relic that washed ashore and started all the chaos. It was covered in ancient Val inscriptions. The symbols were much weathered, making them challenging to translate. Yet I did my best. The inscriptions spoke of the god Ralakesh. If this object somehow housed the spirit of that many-faced monstrosity, then I fear we are all in danger. Ralakesh was renowned for his penchant for subjugation and control. Please, I urge you to destroy this god before his strength and dominance grow insurmountable. Nip this divine threat in the bud, as it were. Our poor friend, Grust, has likely become Ralakesh's avatar in this world. At least his recent behavior would indicate as much. If you could see
Oh,
to
good. I don't like
Grust's
Grust.
passing, Ralakesh will be forced to retreat into the relic. Destroy the relic, and perhaps you will also destroy the god.
Alright, hold
Very
that thought. I'm going back. Dude, I'm already Act 6. Damn, I'm blazing through this.
I'd hoped for a chance to see Nessa again. dreamed it like some poor bloody child believing in fairy tales. No, she's not one of us anymore. But at least she's not like Mervale either. Can't overlook a mercy like that. Who knows?
You mean she's still alive? I thought
Perhaps
she was
Nessa is
inside
better off
Crab's
this
Belly.
way. Not like this is much of a home to come back to anyway. Look, I know you did what you could. And for that, you'll always have my thanks.
You don't give me
Farewell.
anything for it?
Clearly the old Brine King wasn't worth his salt. A fish out of water, if ever there was. But, I suppose, as someone wise once said, you can't teach a crab to walk straight. Too much. Yeah, be honest with you. All this fishy mirth is me just swimming around a tricky topic. Nessa. She's not coming back to us, is she? Can't say I'm surprised. What with everything she's been through, what she's become. I wish her all the happiness she can find out there in the sea. More than she could muster on this God's awful land of ours. You've the deck of the mighty Black Crest under your feet, and old Whalem himself to man the helm. Well, I'll be a pirate's monkey, mate. You sure do know how to travel in style, XR.
The Black Crest. She lives again. And me granddaddy. Still can't believe Mervale did that to him. The bilesome bitch. At least his spirit roams free once again. Wonder if he'll come and visit his favorite granddaughter one more time. Anyways, with the Brine King gone, you've done a fine thing for us seafarers. The waters won't no longer pander to the whim of an overgrown, bloody crustacean. And damn me if I don't feel a stirring in me loins. It's the ocean, calling, like a lust-starved lover. But for
Is that
now,
what it is?
bugger it all. I'll be sticking about Lion Eye's watch until I get me a new ship. Don't feel sorry for me. With me womanly wiles as sharp as they are, I'll be having Tarkley help me pass the time. Just you see.
Honestly, I think he's too good for you.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Done him dirty, girl. But love is blind. Damn, they only go in stacks of 20. I need one more chromatic ore. Actually, let's go before. Actually, I'm in the mood for chess. I really am. I'm probably gonna stop playing really soon. Load that up. Loves. The only recipe.
Prove to the Earth ones you are worthy, exile.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Whoops, double tapped.
The ritual is complete.
Ooh. Wait, what? Hexes applied by socketed curse skills are reflected back to you. 53% increased stun and block recovery. Why would I ever use this? Maybe it's not for a witch. And as much as I like Path of Exile, I feel like it's lacking. I am going to run out of room. All right. What can I upgrade? I really need to get something. Can I craft like a white socket on my items, or is that just something I can't do? I desperately need here. No, white is super rare, I guess. Or linked sock. Actually, can I just upgrade that since I already have it? It's like a good item. Upgrade. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. 20. What is nearby enemies are intimidating? I don't know what that means. Hey, what happens if I upgrade this? Oh, you can't? What about this? Alright. That back and take one of these out. Might as well upgrade it. Oops. That works. I mean, I might as well upgrade everything to 20. I got the material. And I just like upgrading. Haha. Feels good, man. Feels real good. What is this thing in the floor? Oh?
Hello? Einar? Bloody Einar won't leave me alone. We are best friends, yes? We will survive the bloody first ones, yes? No. Einar, none of that is true. And you're bloody crazy. And wash yourself once in a bloody while, will you? Bye.
I need to increase fire damage. By 12% fire damage. Let me remove mod. Can I not remove stuff? Thought I could. What's it need? That's fine. I'll look it up later. As much as I like playing this game, I probably won't stream it anymore. What is this? I think this is that map device. I just can't use it yet. We'll worry about that later. I've fun with Path of Exile. I'll probably start streaming my other games because I think Path of Exile is probably really boring to watch for most of you, and I need to finish Baldur. Give me one moment while I set up chess.com. Okay, here we go. I just wish there was a better way to do it. Actually, there might be. Let me do video mode, bring up streaming, games. Maybe I can just capture. Yeah, it won't. Okay, that sucks. Put on some music. You. What kind of video game soundtrack? Players what? No, Elden Ring soundtrack. $3. Holy shit. There we go. That's more like it. Alright, let's see. I want to do some... Let's do basic and balance. Alright, white to move. How do I bait this guy out? That's how. Interesting. So he took the bait. And again, I guess that's the only move he could really do. Careful now. Pretty sure that'll put him in, that would do a stalemate. God damn it. Why can't I move? Oh, that's because it's... Whatever, take it. Ooh. Damn it. I always suck at end games. Shit. Is it possible just to do it with this? Okay, no. Alright. Finally! Oh my god. 40 moves to do that. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna try and do better. Shit, I got 4. Restart again. You know, how about instead of just... why don't I just learn?
Hi chess.com, my name is Tatev Abrahamian and welcome to my new video series. In this series I'll be talking about chess imbalances such as queen versus 2 rooks or rook versus 2 minor pieces, which is a very interesting subject to explore. As we learn how to play chess, one of the first things we'll learn is the value of the pieces, but as we get stronger we understand that the real value of the pieces really depends on the position and
it
the
was the
dynamics
power
of
of
the
friendship.
position.
It was
I'm
all in our
hoping
heart.
that throughout this video series I will explain certain concepts to you and make you understand these imbalances better and help you make better decisions in your own games. So let's get started with this first game. This is actually my own game against Carissa Yip from the 2019 US Women's Championship. So this was a very crazy game. And
I thought I need to take this, put up leeches. My turn.
And one of my favorite games that I've ever played. So in this position I spotted a really nice tactic. I played c4, taking advantage of this pin, forcing her to take with the queen. And you can pause the video right now and try to figure out why I played c4, giving...
Why did you play? This is a clusterfuck. I don't understand.
Bring up this pawn. And the reason I did that is because I spotted that the queen on c4 is actually getting trapped. So after I take on e5, she took with the knight, bishop b5, and the queen is trapped. So she...
How is the queen trapped? Got like...
only way...
something on my mouse, sorry.
to play here, which is bishop f5. Of course I cannot take because of checkmate. So I take, she takes with the knight.
But why couldn't she just move the queen to the side?
Very accurate move, queen to c6, attacking the g2 pawn, and bishop h3.
God.
So now we have reached this position of queen versus 3 minor pieces. So point-wise, it should be equal, right? Because 3 minor pieces are 9 points and a queen is 9 points. But we really need to take a pause because a lot of tactics have happened and the nature of the position has changed, and really evaluate the position. So whenever we're talking about this kind of imbalance of queen versus either 2 rooks or 3 minor pieces, there are several things to take into account for us to evaluate the position. Because we don't want to make a decision and then find ourselves in a worse position than where we started. So like go down a tactical path, and then once we play it, we figure it out that actually it didn't work out well for us. So the first thing we look at is the safety of the king. So whenever there's a queen on the board, we always have to take account the safety of the king. Because a queen is a great attacking piece, so if the king is weak, then a queen can be much better than the 2 rooks or the 3 minor pieces. And the second thing we want to look at is the quality of the minor pieces and if they have outposts. So there are several problems with white's position. First of all is this bishop on h3. That is completely out of the game because it's not clear how this bishop will join the game because of this constant threat and the g2 pawn hanging. And the problem is these knights are also going to start getting kicked around, and not to mention this bishop on b2 so far is stuck. So actually, when evaluating this position with the computer just says that black is winning in this position already. During the game I thought my position should be good, but I didn't realize that I'm just winning already. So I went b5, kicking the knight away, queen e4, forcing the king to d1, and now takes, and b4. So bishop goes back, and again several things have changed in the position. So the king has moved, so the king permanently is weak because it cannot castle anymore, so the king is just permanently going to get stuck in the center. The bishop has not improved. So there's been slight improvement for white because the knight can go to c4, and now the knight has an outpost. But it's kind of unclear what is going to happen to this knight. And this bishop is actually white's best piece, right? Because it's on the longest diagonal and it's actually open. So in this position, I decided to take the pawn, knight c4. So this part actually worked out quite well for white, because now this d2 pawn is forever.
Oh, hold up. I forgot to update my stream category. Because I know a lot of people like to watch me play chess, or join in on it. There we go.
Defend it, and maybe king can start running away. But the other problems have stayed. This bishop is not improving anytime soon. So for example, if I could play g5 at some point, I'm actually threatening to just simply trap the bishop. And the king is not going to improve anytime soon, which means the rooks will not be connected. And again, the problem for white is not playing with all their pieces. So here I played bishop f6, deciding to trade her best piece and just leaving her with kind of scattered pieces. And the idea of g5, g4 is now in there because I cleared the diagonal. So she went king c1. And here I actually had the option of simply taking and going g5 and just trapping this bishop, because something like this looks pretty horrendous. And it's now unclear. I was saying it's unclear how this bishop is going to move. Now it becomes even more unclear how white is going to release herself of this bind, because this knight cannot move, because once I take on d2, then it's going to be game over. And after king b2, again, the rooks are not connecting, and now she's also playing without the rook on h1. Whereas I can play king e7 or castle, and both my rooks are coming into the game. Instead, I kind of got carried away with some other ideas. I played bishop c3. I wanted to take this d2 pawn. I thought if I take this pawn, then my rook will come in and I'll just mate her. She ran away. And here I found this other move, which I really liked, playing bishop c3, attacking her bishop and the rook. And of course, she can take my rook too, but then the position has actually worsened for white, even though she's up even more material, because first of all, this rook is mine, so I can just take it whenever. But the problem is now the king just cannot move at all. So I can play queen f6. I'm not threatening mate on b2 because of the knight on c4, so this knight actually did become a very good defensive piece, and you know, the best piece basically in white's position. And at the same time, I also don't have this g5, g4 idea anymore. But I have a different idea. My idea is to play queen f6, so I can actually just, if I just pass the moves. So this is my idea if white does nothing. And just play rook d2. So you cannot take because of mate. And if you defend, I will simply take and checkmate on a1.
Wait, how is it 8?
And if you do rook d2. So you cannot take because of mate.
How is that? Oh, I forgot about the bishop in the
And
corner.
if you defend, I will simply take and checkmate on a1. So she decided not to take my rook. This bishop on the long diagonal would just be too terrible for her because she just won't be able to move anything. So she decides to take and play a3, giving her king some room. So here I had a very nice tactic, which I didn't see during the game. So I have the move rook b8, attacking this pawn. Unfortunately, I missed this during the game. This would have been very pretty, and I would have won the game much quicker. So you can pause the video and try to figure out how black can win here.
Okay. Oh, I see it. You take with the rook on b3, and then if the king takes, go here, check, he retreats. Wait, no, I'm doing this out of order. I feel like I'm onto something, though. Down. Less like... I feel like I'm halfway there. I feel like my brain is almost to the solution.
And here I have this really pretty tactic of queen c4, and because of the battle position of the king,
I was on the right train of thought, but I was looking at the wrong piece.
Checkmate. Unfortunately, this was missed during the game. I played queen f2, stopping the king going from a2. Right, castle. So as I was talking about the weak king, yes, my king is open here, but I just don't see which piece is going to attack my king, because all her pieces are on the queen side and none of them are very active. And again, this bishop on h3 is still not part of the game. But it is important for me to make sure that her pieces don't get out, and I do have to play energetically. I'm putting pressure on her to make sure that she doesn't somehow play, I don't know, maybe like king a2, knight here, and bring her rooks in and just consolidate her position, which is exactly what white wants to do as minor pieces versus the queen, is to have outposts, make sure the pieces are defending each other, and then her rooks get out. So she played rook a2. I decided to run away. And here, I think she started to collapse a little bit, which is understandable, because when you're under pressure for the most of the game, it's very easy to make bad decisions and, you know, for your position to fall apart, because it's very hard to defend for the entirety of the game. So now this pawn is hanging, so she decides to go knight b4. So finally this knight gets out of c2. So there's a little bit of a fork, but fortunately I have queen g5, so here the geometry works very well for me, and my queen is actually just dominating on this board. Her rook is hanging, this b3 pawn is hanging, and this knight is actually going to get trapped because the knight just doesn't have anywhere to go once I play rook c8. So she took, I pinned, not a lot of ways to defend. I'm threatening rook b3, so this is not an option. Instead she went king b2, so rook c8.
What I would have done.
So now we see two pieces that are just trapped. well, the bishop on h3 is not so much trap as it is just not joining the game, and the knight on a6 is just trapped. So I just have the option of just going and taking a piece and just being up material and having queen versus 2 minor pieces. So in the game she played g4, trying to finally free her bishop, but after rook fd8 she simply resigned because I have way too many threats in this position. Rook d3 is a threat, rook d2 is a threat, so for example if I just make a move for white, rook d2, and the rook on c3 is hanging, you cannot take because this is mate. And otherwise, if she does not take, then all her rooks are hanging. You can do this, or c3 is also hanging, or I don't even have to do anything fancy. I can simply play rook d3 and just take this rook, and I'm up way too much material. And also, as a side note, I'm also attacking the bishop on h3. And if we go back to the position where this all started...
Hey Rex, what's up, homie? You're just in time for chess. I figure I like Path of Exile, but I guess it you know, objectively it is kind of a boring game to watch. And I'm not great at solo commentary. I need people to talk. So I figured I'd throw some chess on. I'll probably load up something else tomorrow. Or entertainment. Right now, I'm learning endgames. My cousin sent his mom over with a book. One of his books he doesn't use anymore. Concise Chess Endings, Everyman Chess by Neil MacDonald. It's a nice little pocket-sized book with a whole bunch of information on endgame tactics, situations, positions, strategizing. So I'm going to give that a look. Right now, I'm looking at chess.com's endgame master course. As my cousin, I asked him for like recommendations for books, and he's like, "Well, you need to work on your endgame and tactics." So I took that as a compliment because it means I've gotten, you know, at least the basics down and like forking and stuff like that. I need to be more. I guess tactics is like another word for being more aggressive and not as hesitant with your pieces.
On moves 18, and we are now on move 37. Like for 20 moves, this bishop just did not join the game. Whereas for black, I managed to trade her best piece, bring all my pieces into the game, and her king also just never really got to safety because, as we see, the king...
I also finally loaded up like a basic beginner's video explaining the e4, e5 squares and, you know, the theory behind it. Because I realized I've been playing all these openings without actually really going into why and what lines it opens up. And once I just looked into... Because I used to properly develop my pieces, but I completely forgot now. I forgot, but I went on like a 10-game win streak last night. I'm almost back up to 800 ELO.
King on b2 is still very weak. So this was the problem for white in this position of queen versus 3 minor pieces. The queen just completely dominated the game because white had a weak king and her pieces just never got any good outposts and never really joined the game. So this is one example of queen versus several pieces.
Well, not only that, it also, like, I was looking up, like, common scenarios, common moves that a lot of people do and how you're supposed to counter them. I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
This is,
because most everyone in my bracket just does the standard e4, e5. And I actually like to change it up with gambits. And I learned about more about the Scotch opening, the Vienna, the Sicilian open and closed.
Where the queen actually dominates. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and make sure you're checking out the rest.
A surprising sacrifice will soon trap the queen. If I remember right, it was c4. Sacked a pawn. If I remember right. Forget the scenario. Was it knight takes, pawn takes? Don't remember. Sacrifice a knight to clear a path for your bishop to reach 5. It's not a hint. That's telling me the solution. Okay, so I was right. It had something to do with this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to review that again. But what if she had taken with her white pawn? Then it would have cut off the queen. I got you. Take that up. And you just... Alright. Yeah. Because I guess at that point the queen is trapped because she has nowhere to back out. Personally, I would have just taken... If I was the queen and I knew I was going to lose it, I hate bishops. Especially for endgame. So I would have just took the queen. Yeah. I was watching Gotham Chess earlier, and one of his beginner videos, you know, climbing the elo, explaining mistakes and stuff like that. And one thing he stressed was never, ever, ever trade the queen if you are the one attacking. Like, if you're pushing the attack, don't ever trade. Black save the queen. Um... Can't I just, like, go right here? Oh. What about, like, right here? Okay, no. Oh, is it... Right, no, no, no. Like, I got 2 hours of sleep. So I'm a bit, my mind is a little bit wonky. If I take with the pawn, then they take my queen. Like, I'm trying to find a fork, but there might not be one. I just have to go here. Yeah. So that pushes the bishop into the corner. Now that I have the initiative. I just take with the pawn, or should I just push up with the... Don't remember. Oh, I thought. Try again, there's a better threat.